Austin 911, what's your emergency?
My friend is staying with me, and I just walked in, and she's laying on the bathroom floor, and there's blood everywhere.
Colin Strickland was just told that his ex-girlfriend, Moriah Wilson, had been brutally murdered hours earlier. A woman named Caitlin Cash called 911 in a panic, saying that she just walked in, found her friend on the bathroom floor, and there's blood everywhere. When officers arrived, they first thought it was a robbery gone wrong, but clues at the scene pointed to something much more sinister.
Do you know if he's talking to anyone or any friends? I know you say you don't live here.
Yeah, there she was with her friend Colin.
Colin?
Yeah.
Colin's last name?
Colin Strickland.
Colin Strickland?
Strickland, yeah. Yeah. They went swimming.
Okay.
Did you see a gun or anything like that when you were in?
A bullet piece.
Colin? You said Colin
Strickland.
Strickland? Okay.
Yeah.
And you know where Colin Strickland is, right?
No, but I have his phone number. I can call him.
Or I can give you his phone number. Information from you. You said, so she went swimming with Colin Strickland?
Went swimming. I left to go have dinner with my friends, and then I came back. Yeah, this is my house.
That's your house.
This is my house. She's staying.
A planned murder, part of a deadly love triangle. Moriah had been in town for a bike race, staying at Caitlin's house. Officers quickly learned that Moriah's $14,000 bike was missing, making them suspect a robbery. However, when they searched the area, they found the bike dumped nearby. This suggested that the killer wanted to mislead them. At the crime scene, police collected bullet shell casings, hoping to trace them to a weapon.
Does she have like a license or a wallet up there at all? You know?
I mean, she should.
Okay.
Yeah.
She said she's from San Francisco.
Well, she's from Vermont, but she's living in San Francisco.
So she came to visit you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just here for a bike race this weekend.
Okay. Did her and Collins have an argument at all? Do you know?
I don't have any idea.
You don't know-
The
you know-
only thing I know is she said I'm meeting him to go swimming.
Okay. All right. What time was that?
5.
5 p.m. today?
Yeah, I mean, I can see
What-
it in my text messages. I just
When was the last time you saw her? Was that when you saw her? Or you had eyes on her?
for dinner at 5:30.
So you left for dinner at 5:30. What time did you come back?
Right 2 minutes before I called 911.
Okay, so
Since Caitlin was the only witness, she was taken in for questioning and given a gunshot residue test, which came back negative, clearing her as a suspect. But she provided key information. The last person to see Moriah alive was her ex-boyfriend, Colin Strickland. Officers checked security cameras near Caitlin's house and saw a black Jeep driving toward the home just before the murder. Right after gunshots were heard, the vehicle sped away. However, the footage was too blurry to identify the driver. Days later, when police went to question Colin, they made a shocking discovery. The same black Jeep was parked outside his house. Colin admitted to seeing Moriah earlier that day, but officers noticed he seemed nervous and avoided eye contact.
Hey, so Colin?
Yes.
The first name? Yes. Hey, so do you know Anna?
Mo. And then Mo.
Yeah. Everybody calls her Mo. Last name is Wilson. Rider. She's a
Yes.
gravel rider.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So there's really no easy way to say this, sir. So apparently last night she passed away.
How did
Yeah. Right now it's an open investigation, but it is being investigated as a homicide.
As they dug into his past, they learned he had been in an on-and-off relationship with another woman, Caitlin Armstrong. During a brief breakup, Colin had a romantic relationship with Moriah, but stayed in touch with her even after getting back together with Caitlin. Investigators believed this could be a motive for jealousy and revenge. When police ran the plates on the black Jeep, they discovered it wasn't Colin's. It belonged to Caitlin Armstrong. With this new evidence, she became the prime suspect. To get answers, police decided to bring Colin in for questioning 2 days after the murder. The officers had two key objectives: confirm Colin's alibi and gather information on other potential suspects, including Caitlin. Since Colin was the last person to see Moriah alive, It was important for him to have a solid explanation. He recalled dropping Moriah off around 8:30 p.m. and texting Caitlin afterward. When asked about Caitlin's whereabouts that evening, Colin admitted he wasn't entirely sure. She had told him she had a laser hair removal appointment at 7 p.m., but he didn't know where she had gone afterward. Investigators later uncovered a major lead. Caitlin owned a 9mm handgun, the same type of weapon used in Moriah's murder. What made this discovery even more suspicious was that Caitlin had sold the gun just one day after the crime. Police tracked down the buyer, who still had the weapon, and forensic tests confirmed that it was a match to the bullets found at the crime scene. With this evidence, Caitlin became the prime suspect. However, when officers went to arrest her, she had already disappeared. Her phone was off, her car was gone, and there was no trace of her. Surveillance footage from the airport showed Caitlin had boarded a flight to New York City the day after she was last seen. Further investigation revealed she had used a fraudulent passport to leave the country. She was now officially a fugitive, and law enforcement launched a nationwide search to track her down. Before her disappearance, police actually had a chance to detain Caitlin due to a minor arrest warrant. A detective used this as an opportunity to question her about Moriah's murder, but during the conversation, officers realized there had been a mistake. The warrant listed the wrong birth date, meaning Caitlin was not actually under arrest. Once Caitlin realized she was free to leave, she walked out, slipping right through the officer's hands. The situation takes a turn for the worse when Caitlin asks for a lawyer, which means the detective can't legally question her anymore. However, she's willing to bend the rules to get answers. Caitlin is frustrated. She was arrested in front of her house, handcuffed in public, and brought to the station. The detective apologizes, but Caitlin isn't angry at her. She just wants to leave. The detective tries to get her to talk, bringing up Colin and a woman from the cycling community who recently died. Colin mentioned Caitlin's name, which raised suspicions. The detective hints that Caitlin might have been upset about Colin seeing this woman and asks for her side of the story. Caitlin insists she didn't even know Colin had been with her. She keeps asking if she's free to leave. Eventually, realizing she won't get anywhere, the detective drops a major clue. Caitlin's vehicle was seen near the victim's house. This makes Caitlin pause, but she still refuses to talk and leaves. At this point, detectives are sure she's hiding something. Since Caitlin won't talk, they turn to Colin again, but this time he brings a lawyer, making questioning much harder. Colin describes his complicated relationship with Caitlin. They were on a break, living separately, and both dating other people. He says she never openly got mad about him seeing the victim, but made passive-aggressive comments. He also notes that Caitlin always seemed to know where he was, even when he didn't tell her. The detectives push for more details, asking if Caitlin ever confronted him about the victim. Colin says she never directly lashed out, but always found out what he was doing. He recalls the last time he saw her. She was quiet and distracted before leaving, saying she was going to a friend's place, but never saying who. Colin's lawyer shuts down further questioning, and he leaves. But detectives now have a disturbing picture of Caitlin, jealous, possessive, and possibly dangerous. They ask Colin if he ever thought Caitlin was capable of hurting someone. He says no. However, he admits he bought her a gun for self-defense. When police test the firearm, they discover it matches the bullets used in the murder. The police had strong evidence against Caitlin. Her car was seen near the crime scene. She had a history of obsessive behavior, and she owned the same type of gun used in Moriah's murder. While searching for her, investigators uncovered even more proof that pointed to Caitlin as the killer and cleared Colin of any involvement. By analyzing phone records and security footage, they tracked the movements of Moriah, Colin, and Caitlin on May 11, 2022. Colin and Moriah had dinner at Pool Burger around 7 p.m. before heading to Maple Avenue, unaware that Caitlin was secretly following them. She tried to hide her tracks by turning off her phone, but security cameras caught her black Jeep near Moriah's house. After Colin dropped Moriah off and left, a neighbor's security camera captured the sound of Moriah screaming just before she was killed. Phone data confirmed that Colin had already left the area, making Caitlin the only suspect. But before police could arrest her, Caitlin had already fled the country. She used her sister's passport to avoid detection and flew to Costa Rica. A warrant for her emails revealed she had booked a one-way flight and was staying in a hostel while working as a yoga instructor. To catch her, officers posted a fake job ad for a yoga teacher. Caitlin responded and agreed to meet. When police finally tracked her down, they discovered she had undergone plastic surgery to change her appearance. But her eyes gave her away, and she was arrested and brought back to the U.S., where she was charged with murder. However, in October 2023, Caitlin tried to escape again by jumping out of a bathroom window during a medical visit. This time, she was caught immediately. With all the evidence, including security footage, Colin's testimony, and a ballistic match between Caitlin's gun and the bullets found at the crime scene, the jury had no doubt. On November 16, 2023, Caitlin was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to 90 years in prison. Friends and family continue to honor her memory. This case serves as a stark reminder of how jealousy and obsession can spiral into deadly consequences, leaving behind heartbreak and unanswered questions for those left in its wake. That's all for the video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such case stories.